5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 21 from 3. Now, let me see who on the fumble. Hang on. That's the Faith Christian School Lion Cheerleaders live with us tonight here on High School Football Alabama's After the Game on this Football Friday night. We'll hear more from them a little bit later on. Welcome in to After the Game presented by the Calhoun County Commission. John Holder, Chad Barnett back with us tonight. Coach Michael Short on his way from our Judd Edwards Game of the Week up in center tonight. We've got tons of highlights, scores, everything you want to know about high school football on this big night of region play. We're coming to you live tonight from Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston. It is the Sound Solutions Media Center. Without further ado, we're going to take you straight to our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. Get you up to date on all the final scores around the state tonight and around East Alabama. Number 2 in 3A, Piedmont. The Bulldogs remain undefeated, 7-0 tonight. They're on the road in Bluntsville. They had never lost to J.B. Pennington. They do not lose to the Tigers tonight. Piedmont wins it 51-0 tonight over in Blount County. Another Calhoun County team that was in Blount County tonight, the White Plains Wildcats. Not good news for White Plains. Aniana wins tonight at Gilbert Stadium in Aniana. 36-21 the final tonight in that 4A Region 6 matchup, also over in Blount County. Tonight, Edgewood Academy down in Elmore County, playing host to Hope Christian, still looking for a final score on that game from Metro Montgomery tonight. We will have highlights of this game coming up. Huge matchup really for both teams in Class 3A Region 6, and it was a special night on the Hill at Walter Welborn as the official dedication for Jeff Smith Field at the Hill tonight. That took place in pregame ceremonies. We'll bring you highlights of this game. Walter Welborn wins tonight 4-2, really in great position for a playoff berth out of Class 3A Region 6. Welborn beats rival Ohatchee tonight on the Hill 40-22. And we will have highlights of that game coming on After the Game. Anniston Bulldogs, number 4 team in the state of Alabama, now 7-0. Etowah falls to 0-7 in Class 4A. Anniston, no problems tonight at Etowah, Jim Glover Field in Attala. The Bulldogs win it 48-7. We will have highlights of that game coming from Attala a little bit later on After the Game. Also tonight, we will have highlights of this game. I was at this game tonight, and Glencoe led 46-0 at halftime. They beat Sachs tonight 46-6 at Wilson Darnell Field in Glencoe. We will bring you some highlights of that game from Glencoe tonight. Also this evening, Alexandria, no problem. The Valley Cubs getting ready for a monstrous showdown with Cherokee County next week out at Lou Scales Stadium in Alexandria. They go to Asheville tonight. They beat the Bulldogs 56-13. Maybe the most impressive performance of the year by Alexandria against an Asheville team who came in at 5-1 tonight. Great football game being played out at Weaver tonight at Bill Bryan Stadium. This was back and forth. Both teams really fighting for playoff lives tonight. And Weaver gets a huge win tonight. The Bearcats win over Locust Fork 36-34. This game came right down to the end out at Bill Bryan Stadium in Weaver. We also got highlights of this game. This was a great game. Back and forth for most of the night down at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. Jacksonville tuning up for that big showdown coming up with St. Clair County. Jacksonville gets another region win in 5A Region 6 as they beat Lincoln tonight 34-24. We will have highlights of that game coming from Lincoln later on After the Game. Also tonight, still looking for a final score on Jacksonville Christian and Christian Community School. This is a school from Metro Nashville who kind of goes back and forth between 8-man and 11-man football. They called JCA and wanted to play. JCA's got some injuries, still looking for a final score on that game from Tommy Miller Field at Jacksonville tonight. Another game that we will have highlights of is Gaston and Pleasant Valley playing tonight. That game being played out at Pleasant Valley. Pleasant Valley, this is now a final. There's the final. Pleasant Valley led 42-0. They were 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. They beat Gaston tonight 42-8. Pleasant Valley beating the Bulldogs. They go to 7-1. Huge top 10 matchup that will have home field advantage, maybe even a region championship at stake next week when Pleasant Valley hosts North Sand Mountain out at Raider Field. Pleasant Valley gets the win tonight. We will bring you highlights from that game out at Shinbone Ridge at Gaston this evening. Not good news for Cleburne County fans. They lose another tough game. They lost a game by a touchdown last week at Tallahassee. They lose tonight at home to St. James, 14-7. St. James gets the win in Class 4A Region 3 play. Also tonight, number 5 team in the state in Class 1A, the Winterboro Bulldogs. They beat Woodland, and they beat them handily tonight. Another impressive win by Winterboro. They beat Woodland tonight, 60-14, the final in that game. Another team that is on a roll right now is Randolph County. They beat B.B. Comer. This was a Thursday game at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga last night. Randolph County goes in and beats the Tigers on Thursday night, 56-12. Another team, the Randolph County teams are dynamite this year. Here's another one. Handley, 7-1. They beat Tallahassee tonight. A huge game in 4A Region 3 at Tallahassee at Hot O'Brien Stadium. Handley goes in and beats them tonight, 45-14. You want another good Randolph County team? Great. Wadley tonight at home against Lee Scott Academy, coming in from Auburn. That's a good 3A team. Lee Scott was 6-0 coming into this game, and Wadley beats Lee Scott Academy 42-7, the final score tonight down at Curtis Lynch Memorial Stadium in Wadley. Another team that's on a roll is Central of Clay County. We don't have it on the screen, but we do have the final. Clay Central beat Holtville tonight down in Deatsville. Central of Clay wins it 42-0 over Holtville. Central of Clay County 42. We'll probably get that for you in just a minute on the screen. But Clay Central did win tonight. There it is, 42-0 as they win at Holtville. They win another region championship. This is, I believe, 6 straight region titles for the Clay Central Volunteers. This game was overtime tonight at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Sylacauga and Marbury. Sylacauga fighting for a playoff berth out of Class 5A Region 4. And Sylacauga tonight goes to overtime. Here's the way it went. They were down 35-34. They score a touchdown, go for 2. And the 2-point conversion was good. Sylacauga wins it over Marbury tonight in thrilling fashion, 36-35. Victory Christian tonight. This is a new score coming in at home in Pell City, playing host to Fayetteville. The Wolves go in and they win tonight against Victory Christian. That was by a score of 29-12. Childersburg and Beulah tonight. This is another new score. This game was being played at John Cox Stadium in Childersburg, and Beulah comes in. The Bobcats beat the Tigers tonight, 34-14 down in Childersburg. Talladega at home tonight at Mary Dumas Stadium. Bullitt County comes in. The Hornets are now 6-1. They beat Talladega 35-7, the final in that one. Booker T. Washington tonight in Tuskegee, playing host to the Munford Lions. Booker T. Washington wins the game 42-0 is the final in that game. Pell City and Shades Valley a little bit closer than everybody thought this was going to be, but Pell City wins the game over Shades Valley 21-14 tonight. That was over in Irondale at the Knicks Athletic Complex. Pell City is probably going to wind up, to be honest with you folks, a 3-way tie in Class 6A Region 6 for second with Pell City, Oxford, who was open tonight, and Mountain Brook. So that's not guaranteed, but that's the way it looks right now. Pell City needed to win tonight, and they did against Shades Valley by a score of 21-14. Great game tonight. You know, Moody last year blew Leeds away. This year, it was a much closer game. Number 3 Moody tonight going into Homer Smiles Field at Leeds. They beat the Greenway 25-22, the final tonight from down in Leeds. Huge game in 5A Region 6. Staying in that region tonight, St. Clair County. They got this big matchup coming with the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, probably going to decide who's at home and who's on the road in the 5A playoffs in a couple of weeks. St. Clair County beat Springville tonight at Springville. Big rival game there, next door neighbors. The Saints win it 42-21. Appalachian tonight goes into Ragland. They beat the Purple Devils. Appalachian remains undefeated, in great shape to win a region championship as Appalachian beats Ragland 34-19, the final tonight at Ragland. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week tonight. Really playing for home field advantage in the playoffs. Number 7, Cherokee County, despite 16 penalties tonight at home, they knock off rival Hoax Bluff 24-10 tonight up at Warrior Stadium in Bobby Joe Johnsonville. We will have complete highlights of that game. Coach Michael Short on his way back down from center right now, and he will be back in with all the highlights and the post-game reaction of Cherokee County's big win over Hoax Bluff, setting up yet another big matchup. It seems like there's one every week in Class 4A Region 6, and there'll be another one next week as Cherokee County comes into Death Valley to take on the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Spring Garden in Galesville. If we can get that one in. Spring Garden wins tonight. Cherokee County rival game. This is a new score at the Garden tonight. Spring Garden wins over Galesville 34-8. Not good news for Cedar Bluff tonight, taking on the Pisgah Eagles up at Cedar Bluff tonight at LD Bruce Field. And it was Pisgah beating Cedar Bluff tonight. We can show that one 38-13. Pisgah, number 16 in the state in Class 2A. Buckhorn and Southside tonight. Buckhorn wins it up in Newmarket. This is another new final that just came in. Buckhorn hands Southside a tough loss. Southside trying to battle for a playoff berth in Class 6A Region 8. Buckhorn wins it tonight 14-8. Congratulations to Westbrook Christian coach Steve Smith. Tonight on the road playing a much bigger school. Tryon, Georgia had won 40 football games in the last 4 years, averaging 10 wins per year. This game went to overtime tonight, a packed house up in northwest Georgia. Westbrook Christian wins it 35-28 over Tryon. They beat the Bulldogs tonight, and that game was in overtime, and that is win number 300 for Steve Smith. Westbrook Christian wins it tonight, and you know he's done that in 31 years, so that's almost 10 wins a year, folks. That is phenomenal. Congratulations to Coach Steve Smith, who was with us last week here on After the Game. Also last night, Coosa Christian with another one of the great coaches in state history, Russ Probst, number 2 team in the state in 2A. Coosa, they go on the road to Bremen over in Coleman County. They beat Cold Springs, who came in 6-1 to this game. Coosa Christian wins it 41-8. Tough loss tonight for the Gadsden City Titans at home at Titan Stadium. We're going to bring you highlights of this game. We were there tonight. Fort Payne, though, comes in, and they really take control of Class 6A Region 8. Huge win tonight for Coach Chris Elmore and Fort Payne as they beat Gadsden City 30-17. West End gets a win tonight. Patriots at home in Walnut Grove. They beat the Eider Hornets 38-20, the final score in that game. Two big rivals, next-door neighbors, playing each other tonight at the Lions Den at Sardis, where Douglas knocks off Sardis tonight 35-21. Statewide games, huge game in 1A in Southwest Alabama down in Silas tonight. Number 3 Leroy beating number 8 Southern Choctaw. That was 28-14 the final in that one. Cottage Hill Christian and Bayside Academy, huge game in 3A tonight in Mobile, out on the west side of Mobile. Bayside Academy, the number 8 team in 3A, they come in, they beat Cottage Hill Christian 25-7 do the Admirals as they beat the Warriors tonight. Hamilton and Good Hope, this was the big game in 4A in the state tonight. Number 10 Hamilton at home, they beat Good Hope 28-21, the final score in that game over in Marion County in West Alabama. Two more scores to give you, one in Class 5A. Still looking for a final on Priceville hosting Fairview tonight, number 10 versus number 4 in Class 5A. And one big game in 7A tonight. We don't have it on there, but we do, I think, have the final score in that game. Late, Central Phoenix City was leading Carver of Montgomery 58-13. I don't know if that's final yet, but Central certainly was in control. And there it is, 58-35. Carver came back playing in the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery tonight and made it close at the end. But 58-35, number 1 Central wins that game over the Carver Wolverines on this football Friday night. And we are back on High School Football Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Special guest with us tonight. Big day today for Noble Bank and Trust. Keith McCullough, president of Noble Bank, is here with us. And this was a big day because 20 years, actually I think it was tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
20 years tomorrow.
Years. Yep.
20 years to the day of the beginning of Noble Bank. And you had a big celebration. I was able to be a part of that out there today and appreciate the invitation to be there. But congratulations to Noble Bank on 20 years here in East Alabama.
Thank you, John. I appreciate that. You know, you were out there today, so you saw all the excitement.
Yes.
Everybody was there, and you know, had a lot of people, a lot of conversations, we had a lot of presentations. You know, Danny Shears, Commissioner Danny Shears, made a proclamation presented to us on behalf of the County Commission of Calhoun County. So. But the one thing I think we heard just overall all day today was, and you're very familiar, you know, a lot of our board members there, was just the excitement that was created because of the board members that we have. People like Aaron Acker, people like Ronnie Smith, Anthony Humphreys. These were just people, Miss Patty King, Phil Webb. Mike Lipscomb will leave a bunch of people out, but these are just people with character above reproach, integrity, just impeccable. And so when you started hearing the rumblings 21 years ago actually, that hey, there may be something coming, like all the bankers in town were like, hey, we may want to be a part of this. And so just very blessed and fortunate that Anthony Humphreys come and sat me down one day and say, hey, would you have some interest? And I was like, yeah, without question, yeah.
Keith, it was not just bankers around town that were kind of raising their eyebrows. Everybody around town, when they kind of heard the high character people and the high caliber people that were going to be involved with this, there was a lot of excitement about that.
Absolutely.
One of the big things about Noble Bank is the giving back to the community over the years. And in just 20 short years, charitable groups here in East Alabama, right here in Calhoun County, $2 million that you've given back to charity. A lot of that's through something we're going to talk about here in a moment that's coming up next week, but that's an incredible number in this small community.
Well, it really is. And, our board, look, at the end of the day, they're responsible for, they have a fiduciary responsibility to represent the shareholders. People money for us to help raise the capital to help get us started. But at the same time, they really do balance taking care of the customer, taking care of the community. They're very philanthropic, all of them are. And so they want us to be as a bank. And then at the same time, making decisions where, take care of the best interest of the employees. Because in the day, you got to have a good, strong, healthy employee. And so we feel like if we're taking care of our employees and helping them learn and grow and have that sense of fulfillment every day in their job, and if we're taking care of our community and making it a better place to live, then we're going to, at the end of the day, really provide a real safe and sound investment for our shareholders.
I know one of the things you want to talk about, that we want to talk about tonight, because there may be still an opportunity for people to be involved with this. That's next week. You got the Martha Vandervoort Memorial Golf Classic.
Right.
That has been the main catalyst for raising the kind of money that we're talking about. So much so that this has been a tournament where we had one day in past years. This year, for the first time, it has grown so big that we're going to have 2 days of this. And this is where a lot of this money is generated that goes to groups like the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, for instance. So tell folks about the tournament, and I'm going to ask you kind of right here off the cuff, can anybody still play at this? Or are you full?
We are pretty much full. We might be able to get a few folks in right now. It's $700 a team, but so we celebrate 20 years of Noble Bank. This will actually be our 10th year that we will be celebrating next week, the Martha Vandervoort Memorial Golf Classic. It's pretty much put on by the Noble Bank Foundation. And during this 10-year period, this will be the 10th year, but over the 9 years that we've been hosting this golf tournament, we have been able to generate or give to Fellowship of Christian Athletes, which is an organization near and dear to both of our hearts. Absolutely. You and I both on the board there. But Habitat for Humanity and Hope, or what I still remember, Save a Life, and The Right Place, Interfaith Ministries. In this 9-year period, we've been able to give $645,000 through just that golf tournament. And we have so many people, so many organizations and vendors that support this golf tournament. Anthony Humphreys, our current chairman of the board, who was our president and CEO at the time, he come up with this 10 years ago. I thought he was crazy at first. I was like, man, a golf tournament's a lot of work. And but he went to a lot of our vendors, and he would not take no for an answer, and said, I want you to come. I want you to support the tournament. And man, we have so many of our vendors that support this tournament on such a high level. There are some of these vendors that support on a $5,000, $2,000, and it's just $700 to put in the team. So because of that, this year, we feel like for the first time, based upon where we are right now, we've never hit in 1 year, we've never been able to disperse or give to these charities $100,000. I think we'll be able to hit $100,000 this year for the first time ever.
Awesome.
That will put us almost $750,000, probably will put us over $750,000 in 10 years.
Awesome. Unbelievable numbers here in small town Alabama. And for you football fans that are out there, let me tell you, a big part of the reason we're able to bring you this show, we mentioned Steve Smith being here last week. We got Bailey Blanchard, head coach of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. He'll be here a little bit later on tonight. All these interviews with all these coaches that we bring you here on After the Game, that's made possible because of our Noble Bank and Trust post-game presser. And you guys have been on board with us since the beginning to bring the scores, the highlights, the cheerleaders, the coaches, all that kind of stuff to our fans here in East Alabama. We appreciate that.
Well, it goes back to our mission. We want to give it back. A lot of the people in our organization, I played high school football.
Very well, I might add. Yeah, I remember.
We have a lot of employees that play. We have a lot of employees that have children that play. So this is just part of what we do to make the area a better place to live.
Thank you. It's an exciting day today. Congratulations on 20 more years. We'll see folks 20 years later and see where Noble Bank is at that point in time. All right. Switch Keith McCullough out, and we're going to switch over to Cheaha Cheer and Tumble. Ladies are going to come in. We're going to do all this live. We do this for Keith. Appreciate you so much. All right, Maddie Robertson from Cheaha Cheer and Tumble. Shelby Ray is the cheer coach at Faith Christian School here in Anniston, and we are here to present tonight. I think I got the trophy over here. I'll get that to you in just a minute. We're here tonight to present our cheer team of the week, right?
Yes, we are. We are so excited to be here, and we are so proud to be the sponsor of this year. It has been such a great honor, and we would like to present this trophy to you and your squad. Congratulations.
Thank you for this opportunity for having us.
All right, awesome. Faith Christian getting ready for basketball season. It's about to crank up. And these ladies right here that you saw at the beginning of the show tonight, they are getting in the spirit, getting ready for the season to come. So one more time, here's our Cheaha Cheer and Tumble Cheer Squad of the Week, the Faith Christian Lions.
I said S-E-S is R-E-D, a little bit H-O-T-O, baby, R-E-D, red H-O-T, red hot, red hot, red hot. Hey!
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust, and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jax State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play. At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
Judd Edwards, State Farm Insurance, bringing you our game of the week, and we're going to have a dandy for you again tonight. Coach Michael Short and crew are heading back from center tonight, where Cherokee County won over Hokes Bluff 24-10. We'll bring you complete highlights of that game, and that's being brought to you by Judd Edwards, State Farm Insurance. They are right here in our community, for our community. Judd delivers great service, real hometown relationships, protecting your family, supporting your school since 2020. Go to insurewhatcounts.com. Also, you can call them at 256-463-2260. Judd Edwards, State Farm Insurance, a little bit later on tonight, bringing you our game of the week from the Cherokee County and Hokes Bluff game. I think we have a final score. This is the one of only two final scores we're missing tonight. How about Hope Christian? Losing record. Edgewood Academy has a winning record. It's on the road. Hope's been dealing with a lot of injuries. It's homecoming for Edgewood down in Elmore County tonight. And Hope Christian goes in and they win over Edgewood Academy 47-40 tonight. In my mind, that's probably the biggest win that Hope has had so far in their first season. Big win tonight for Hope Christian as they win at Edgewood Academy 47-40. We were all over East Alabama tonight. We're in Cherokee, Etowah, Talladega, Calhoun counties. We're in 4 different counties tonight. We're going to take you to one of those counties right now for the first time this evening. Chad Barnett is back. He was away last week, back with us tonight. He was on the road tonight in Talladega County over at Lincoln. And this game tonight in 5A Region 6, Chad, was an important game for both teams, I think, especially for Jacksonville. And they found themselves in a dogfight tonight. This turned out to be a really good football game over at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium.
Dogfight literally and figuratively almost tonight. A lot of flags tonight, very physical game. But Lincoln with a massive tilt tonight against the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. You know, they had a bye week last week following a 3-game skid, hoping that that would be enough to regain some momentum and have a push for a potential playoff berth. Let's go to the highlights at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium and see just how this one played out as we see the beautiful setting there in Lincoln, Alabama. Beautiful stadium. Head coach of the Jacksonville Golden Eagles, Jeremy Sullivan, as you mentioned, John, big game tonight for a potential playoff implication game. Short punt here for Lincoln on the second drive of the night. It's going to be Bryce Allen who's going to pick it up and advance another 10 yards. Heads up play there by the senior returner. Nice run here for Jacksonville. Kamari Allen, 9-yard keeper. That's going to set up a big 4th and 2. They're going to go for it on their own 20-yard line. And that man, Marquavius McNeil, had a big night. He's going to get the first down and more from 20 yards out. Touchdown Jacksonville. They are up 7-0 early. But Lincoln would come right back. Jakirian Turner for a first down. Tackle another 15 yards for one of many personal fouls in the first quarter. And then they're going to go now to Braden Collins, who picks up this touchdown pass. Going to get the extra point. Good, 7-all. Check out this 3-yard run for a first down by McNeil. This is the kind of game it was. Big back and forth. Look at what's the games that we play in the arcade. Anyway, whatever. It's a big run. How about that? All right,
Tickle Bowl, is that what it is?
No, not Tickle Bowl. Well, we're back on the ground here for Jacksonville. I'll get that in a minute. It's going to come to me, I promise. Jacksonville with the first down inside the red zone. They're going to go to the air this time. Beautiful pass and play, almost like a little Tebow style over the top. Touchdown. T-shirts from RO Supply go into the stands. It's going to be 13-7, Jacksonville on top. Going to go back to Braxton Collins, and I'm telling you, I just love watching this kid play. Saw him earlier in the year against Mumford. He is shifty, he's fast, physical, and he plays with a mean streak in him. He gets a big first down for the Lincoln Golden Bears. This would lead to a field goal for Lincoln, as it would be Noah Monroe from 27 yards out. 13-10 the score. Jacksonville coming back one more time. Talking about the flags, I'm telling you, there was at least 5 personal fouls in the first half. This was another one tacking on a first down run by Harmon. This would set him up in nice position. Harmon's going to get the first down and touchdown on this pass. That's going to make it 20-10. Lincoln put up a fight. tonight. But Jacksonville just a little bit too strong, moving to 5-3 on the year, 34-24.
Chad, huge win for Jacksonville tonight. I know, Coach Jeremy Sullivan was with us last week. Obviously, he didn't want to talk about it because everybody has, for a couple of weeks now, been talking about St. Clair County and Jacksonville, all the big playoff implications. Had to get through Lincoln first before we could start even thinking about talking about that game. Big win tonight to get Lincoln out of the way and being able to focus on this home stretch of games, which includes St. Clair County, also includes Anniston. That's a non-region game coming up on the 30th. But the St. Clair County game now is going to be a game where there's going to be big playoff implications. Probably home field advantage in the playoffs, but none of that was going to matter if they lose to Lincoln tonight.
And this is a tricky game because, their record might not indicate how good of a football team they are, but they are physical. They play hard-nosed. We've seen them a couple times this year, and it's what we've seen every time. They play very hard and very physical. By the way, pinball.
Pinball.
I
was thinking football. You were thinking.
No, I was way off on that. Pinball.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, I don't know anything about video games, so don't listen to me about any of that.
Well, that's why I was doing this thing here, like the sides of the pinball.
Pinball,
whatever.
I'm really showing my age now. So a big win tonight for Jacksonville. We are going to take you to our very first extra point of the night, presented by Randy Wood, State Representative of District 36. According to the AHSAA, as far as we can tell, Cherokee County's win tonight, Chad, over Hoax Bluff was the 600th win in school history. Cherokee County began playing football in 1920. Their record is now 600, 439, and 30. The Warriors are in their 106th year of varsity football. They have compiled 65 winning seasons. CCHS becomes only the 47th school, and that's significant because there's over 400 that have played football in this state in history. Only the 47th school in the state to win 600 games. Congratulations to Jacob Kelly and then all of the coaches and players in Cherokee County history that helped build to this 600th win tonight for the Cherokee County Warriors in that win over Hoax Bluff. We'll be back with more of After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission, in just a moment.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. Life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you, but when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest-standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Anniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
This spring and summer, get it done right with Oxford Lumber, your hometown partner for projects big or small. From refreshing your garden to upgrading your outdoor space, we've got everything you need. Check out our full garden center and gear up on our Stihl showroom, chainsaws, blowers, trimmers, and more. Ready to grill? We've got Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone to fire up the fun. Since 1985, Oxford Lumber has been built on tradition and focused on you. Visit us today at any of our 5 locations: Oxford, Roanoke, Talladega, Jacksonville, and Lincoln. Oxford Lumber, where you're treated like family.
Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden, they bring you our region rundown every week for all the classifications. That's going to be big. We're going to have the updated in real time, live tonight, region standings for all the regions involving teams here at East Alabama. That is coming up as we move through the show tonight. Once we get into the playoffs, which is only about a month away, they'll be bringing you our brackets for 1A through 7A as well. Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden, and they've got 1.9% financing on the all-new 2026 Equinox and Blazers. They've got Silverados. They got SUVs. They have a great service department as well. All of this getting you ready for traveling this football season. Team One Chevrolet, U.S. Highway 431 in Gadsden. That's East Megan Boulevard in East Gadsden. Time now for our Farmers and Merchants Bank. Well, no, we're going to go to this. Folks, WM Grocery. I want you to look at this right here. That right there, folks, is chicken casserole. You see the yeast rolls there. How about some green beans? I had all this tonight. Also, we had mashed potatoes that were just absolutely off the chain. You can see the butter in the mashed potatoes right there. We also had fresh baked cookies tonight, sweet tea, all of that coming from WM Grocery. They can set you up with this same kind of deal, that same kind of catering. WM Grocery, Heflin, they're in Piedmont, they're in Roanoke, and they're in Wedowee. Farmers and Merchants Bank Spirit Scholarship. Here's how this works. You go at midnight tonight, about an hour and a half, to High School Football Alabama's Facebook page, and you will be able to vote for 3 different schools tonight. 2 student athletes that are male, 2 that are female. We'll narrow that down to from 80 to 40 student athletes, 20 schools in Calhoun and Cherokee counties. And then those final 40 will receive $50 gift cards from F&M. And then you will be voting for this, another round of voting coming up during the month of November, in the first 10 or 11 days of November. And then we are going to have a $1,500 scholarship to 1 male athlete and a $1,500 scholarship to 1 female athlete, a female and male athlete that will get those $3,000 scholarships coming from the folks at Farmers and Merchants Bank. So here we go. Here are the schools that we will be voting on beginning at midnight tonight, and this will last through 12 noon next Friday. We will begin with Faith Christian School. The female athletes are Kaysen Cronin. You see Kaysen, she's got a lot of FaceTime tonight. 4.54 GPA, a volleyball, indoor, outdoor, track, and field athlete from Faith Christian. The other female nominee from Faith is Lily Medellin with a 4.56 GPA, cross-country, track, and soccer over at Faith. The 2 male athletes from Faith Christian are Cameron Rogers with a 4.58 GPA, cross-country, track, and soccer. And the final male nominee from Faith Christian is Jack Tant with a 4.58 GPA as well, cross-country and track and field for the Lions. Next, another school that we're going to be voting for tonight is Jacksonville High School. Their 2 female athletes are Maya Swain, a 4.0 GPA, volleyball, basketball, and soccer player for the Golden Eagles. The other female nominee is Keasius Williams, a 4.0 GPA, volleyball, basketball, and cheerleader for Jacksonville. The 2 male athletes from Jacksonville High School, Xavier Moore with a 3.23 GPA, a football and track athlete, also from Jacksonville High School. Ben Pridgeon, a perfect 4.0 GPA. He is a football, basketball, and golf athlete for the Jacksonville Golden Eagles. And the third school that we'll be voting for this week, the Oxford Yellow Jackets. Female athletes are Peyton Brooks with a 4.2 GPA, a volleyball and golf player for the Yellow Jackets. The other female athlete for Oxford is Amari Ward, a 4.5 GPA. She is a cheerleader for the Yellow Jackets. The two male athletes for Oxford High School, great basketball players, one of the best in the state. Jalen Alexander, a 3.7 GPA, outstanding basketball player for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. And the final male nominee from Oxford is Kanan Whitman with a perfect 4.0 GPA. He is a baseball player for Oxford. So you can go beginning at midnight to High School Football Alabama's Facebook page and begin voting for all of these athletes from Faith Christian, from Jacksonville, and from Oxford, all the way through 12 noon next Friday. And next Friday night, we'll have 3 more schools we'll be voting for right here on After the Game. Our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week this week is Quay McNeil of Jacksonville High School. Let me tell you what he did last week in their 49-32 win over Springville at Golden Eagle Stadium. He had 130 yards rushing. He had 29 yards pass receiving. That's 159 yards of total offense. But here's the big deal. Quay had 5 rushing touchdowns for Jacksonville. 5 rushing touchdowns for Quay McNeil in that 49-32 win over Springville. He will receive a plaque from Awards to Remember and Farmers and Merchants Bank, our Farmers and Merchants Bank Player of the Week for this week, Quay McNeil of Jacksonville. Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware, they bring you highlights. They brought you our first round of highlights tonight, and they'll bring you more throughout the evening. This is the time of year where people are going out and cutting firewood. They're kind of clearing out land. It's dry out there. The weeds and things like that are kind of quitting growing and things like that. And a lot of folks are using power equipment, and they have the very best power equipment available at Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware. That's Steel power equipment, chainsaws, trimmers, everything in between. They have a Gold Star certified mechanic on duty for the service. All of that at Oxford Lumber and Ace Hardware. They have locations not only in Oxford, Jacksonville, Lincoln, Talladega, and in Roanoke as well. And we're going to go ahead and bring you another extra point presented by State Representative Randy Wood out of District 36. Believe it or not, folks, football season's moving fast. The AHSAA State Football Playoffs begin the first week of November. It's not far away. There are 5 rounds of play in classes 1A through 6A and 4 rounds in Class 7A. Playoff dates are November 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th, culminating with the Super 7 State Championships at Protective Stadium in Birmingham. That'll be Wednesday through Friday, December 3rd through the 5th. More of After the Game as we roll on a Football Friday night.
It's game time, and your home deserves a winning play.
At Ted's Floors and Beyond, we're your home renovation MVP. Scoring big with top quality cabinets, flooring, countertops, and tile.
Whether you're tackling a full remodel or just need new floors before kickoff, we've got unbeatable deals, including 0% interest for 12 months and free in-home estimates.
Don't fumble your dream home. Hustle in a Ted's today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Looking for top-tier tumbling and cheer in East Alabama? Jihad Cheer and Tumble has programs for every age and skill level. We offer small group tumbling, tot and preschool classes, and even custom training for school cheer teams. Planning a party? Let us host it. And our nationally recognized all-star teams train right here at home. Join the Cheehaw family, where confidence takes root and champions are made. Visit CheehawCheerandTumble.com today.
The game-winning touchdown.
A goal line stand.
The perfect catch. The perfect stop.
These are the moments that move you. But when a sports injury puts you on the sidelines, it's our job to get you moving again.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates is the longest standing orthopedic practice in East Alabama, providing exceptional care to thousands of athletes.
Shaping the next generation of legends.
Dedicated. Dedicated to what moves you.
Aniston Orthopedic Associates, 8 a.m. Saturday Sports Injury Clinic. Every football season Saturday, 701 Layton Avenue, 3rd floor, Tyler Center.
Last night, Jacksonville State on the road in Houston, Texas. They were down, losing with 52 seconds to go in the game. They drive down the field and kick the game-winning field goal as time expired from 52 yards away to beat Sam Houston State on national television. Huge win for Jacksonville State last night. You want to be a part of that excitement. That's exciting. Then schedule a visit and be a part of that. If you are a high school junior, senior out there thinking about where to go to college, the parents of those, schedule a visit. Go to jsu.edu backslash visit, if I can say it. They have got a big fall preview day coming up later on in the month of October, and you can catch a Gamecock football game as part of that. And they will give you a great tour of campus at any time, let you see what makes Jack State so special. Be a part of the excitement at Jacksonville State University, bringing you highlights on this football Friday night. We had one score we were missing, and it is now in. Christian Community out of White House, Tennessee, in Metro Nashville. The Colts come in. They beat Jacksonville Christian tonight up at JCA. 41-12 is the final. That leads us into our USA Softball of Alabama scoreboard. We'll give you all the final scores. We have all of those now from every game here in East Alabama and the big games around the state as well. Number 2, Piedmont. The Bulldogs on the road in Bluentsville tonight. They beat the J.B. Pennington Tigers 51-0. White Plains also on the road tonight in Blount County at Aniana. They fall to the Redskins 36-21, the final there. Hope Christian tonight goes in. They spoil homecoming of Edgewood Academy down in Elmore County at Elmore, Alabama tonight. Hope Christian gets a big win as they win 47-40 over Edgewood Academy tonight in AISA play. Walter Welborn, we will have highlights of this game coming. They win tonight on the Hill, Jeff Smith Field. They beat Ohatchee 40-22 tonight during the dedication night officially of that stadium in that field for Jeff Smith. Aniston tonight will bring you highlights of this game. Number 4 in 4A, the Bulldogs go to Jim Glover Field in Attala. They beat Etowah 48-7. Highlights of that game on the way. Highlights of this game on the way. Glencoe beating Sachs tonight 46-6. They led 46-0 at halftime. We have the head coach of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets, Bailey Blanchard. He has just arrived. He will be with us live here on After the Game in just a moment. Alexandria, a very impressive win tonight. The Valley Cubs go to 6-1 on the road at Asheville at Ken Logan Stadium. They beat the Bulldogs tonight 56-13. Great game in Class 3A Region 6 tonight at Bill Bryan Stadium in Weaver. Weaver beats Locust Fork. This was a back-and-forth game. Weaver wins it 36-34 tonight. You just saw the highlights of Jacksonville beating Lincoln 34-24. Huge game in 5A Region 6 this evening. And you just saw the final score of Jacksonville Christian falling tonight. This was a non-conference game. They'll be back to conference play next week as Cornerstone from Rainsville comes into JCA. Tonight, JCA loses to Christian Community out of White House, Tennessee, 41-12. Pleasant Valley, we will have highlights of this game. The number 7 Raiders on the road at Gaston tonight. They win at Shinbone Ridge 42-8. Tough loss again this week for Cleveland County at home at the Pit tonight in Heflin. They fall to St. James of Montgomery 14-7. Winterboro, the Bulldogs continue to roll 7-0. The number 5 team in the state in 1A, blasting Woodland tonight 60-14. Last night, Randolph County rolls over BB Comer in Sylacauga 56-12. Hanley, a winner over Tallahassee tonight. Huge win in this battle of Tigers. Hanley wins it 45-14 as Hanley goes to 7-1. Another great Randolph County team, number 1 in 1A, Wadley, had their way with Lee Scott Academy coming up from Auburn tonight. Wadley won by 1 point last year down in Auburn. Tonight they win by 35. Wadley over Lee Scott. They beat the Warriors 42-7 tonight. Central of Clay County, 6 consecutive region championships, 7 wins over Holtville. They've never lost to the Bulldogs, and they did not tonight down in Elmore County. Number 6 in 5A, Central of Clay County wins it 42-0. In overtime, Sylacauga takes the risk. They go for 2 at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga tonight, and Chris Smelly and the Aggies pull out the win over Marbury. They beat the Bulldogs tonight 36-35 in overtime. Fayetteville, the Wolves win in Pell City tonight over Victory Christian 29-12. Beulah rolls into John Cox Stadium in Childersburg. They beat the Tigers tonight 34-14 to keep Childersburg winless. Bullitt County comes in to Mary Dumas Stadium in Talladega tonight. Talladega falls to 1-6. The Hornets go to 6-1. Bullitt County wins it 35-7. Booker T. Washington tonight. The Golden Eagles playing at home in Tuskegee, shutting out Munford 42-0. Pell City, a touchdown better than Shades Valley in Irondale tonight as Pell City keeps pace in 5A, or should say 6A Region 6, as they beat the Mounties 21-14. Great game tonight. I think we need to go back to Leeds Moody. There it is. Number 3 Moody had their hands full with Leeds tonight, down 4-11 in Leeds. That's a bitter rival game. Moody wins it 25-22 is the final there. St. Clair County, number 8 team in 5A. They win against rival Springville tonight on the road 42-21. Appalachian remains undefeated. Number 9 team in 1A. They come into Joan Ford Stadium in Raglan. They beat the Purple Devils tonight 34-19. This was our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week that we mentioned. Number 7 Cherokee County improves to 6-2. They beat Hoax Bluff tonight 24-10, setting up that big showdown next week with Alexandria at Death Valley. We will have complete highlights and post-game reaction of this game between Cherokee County and Hoax Bluff tonight, coming up in our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance game of the week. Spring Garden victorious tonight. Cherokee County rival Gelsville comes into the Garden. Spring Garden wins it 34-8. Pisgah tonight, they come into Cedar Bluff, into Bruce Field. They beat the Tigers. Pisgah number 6 in 2A, beating Cedar Bluff 38-13. Tough loss tonight for Southside in Class 6A Region 8. On the road in Newmarket, they fall to Buckhorn tonight 14-8. Congratulations to Coach Steve Smith and the Westbrook Christian Warriors. Coach Smith picks up his 300th career victory tonight at Tryon, Georgia. They win it 35-28. The game went to overtime tonight up in Northwest Georgia. Last night, the number 2 team now in Class 2A, Coosa Christian, wins in Coleman County at Cold Springs. Cold Springs came in at 6-1. The Coosa wins with a 41-8 win last night. Big game tonight, probably the region title game in 6A Region 8. Fort Payne and Gadsden City at Titan Stadium. We will have highlights of this game coming your way as well, as Fort Payne comes in and gets a massive win over the Titans 30-17. West End gets game number 2, win number 2 tonight. Matt Harrison, the Patriots, winning tonight at Walnut Grove as they beat the Eider Hornets 38-20. Douglas beats Sardis at the Lions Den in Sardis tonight 35-21. Big games around the state tonight. It was Leroy in Class 1A, the number 3 team on the road at number 8 Southern Choctaw. They beat the Indians tonight 28-14, the final there. Bayside Academy, the Admirals win over Cottage Hill Christian in Mobile tonight 25-7, the final in that game. 4A, the big game in the state tonight, a top 10 matchup in Hamilton. Number 10 Hamilton knocks out previously unbeaten number 5 Good Hope 28-21. 5A, the big game in the state tonight, was in Priceville, where number 4 Fairview wins again. They go to 7-0 as the Aggies win over Priceville by a score of 28-9. The final score tonight up in Morgan County at Priceville, and a high-scoring game in Class 7A tonight. And that big game in 7A was number 1 Central Phoenix City winning at the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery against number 7 Carver of Montgomery by a score of 58-35. Time for our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team for this week. And they were flexing their muscles last week. Apparently they flexed them again tonight as well. This is the defensive line from Westbrook Christian. Last week in their 48-0 road win at Ohatchee, the D-line held Ohatchee to minus 13 yards in the first half, 40 total yards for the game. That defensive line, Easton Skaggs, Jake Haney, Isaiah Hooten, those are the starting defensive linemen for Westbrook Christian. Apparently, they had another successful night as well as they win that game tonight and give Steve Smith his 300th win at Tryon, Georgia, 35-28 in overtime. But that is our Young Oil Grub Mart muscle team. We've got muscle team shirts on the way to Westbrook Christian for those 3 guys right there. Core Sports, our play of the night. I think I got one maybe tonight. We'll see what everything comes in. I think I may have one tonight from a game that I saw, but Core Sports bringing you our play of the night. That'll be posted at some point tomorrow morning on our Facebook page at High School Football Alabama. Dr. Clinton Ray, Dr. Jeffrey Waller, all the fantastic folks down at Core Sports on Highway 78 in Oxford. Let me tell you, they have state-of-the-art surgery. They have the Mako robotic arm assisted surgery. They are bringing surgical precision and futuristic technology right here, not only to Alabama, but right here to East Alabama, as they are here with the best, the top of the line, orthopedic and rehab excellence. That is Core Sports Medicine. When we come back, we're going to speak with the head coach of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets. Bailey Blanchard is next on After the Game.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Terry Howell, Danny Shears, Fred Wilson, Carolyn Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did. We stand for Mother Nature. Home sweet home. The best you. Sunsets with friends. Hustle. Art that lasts. Life's simple pleasures. You know, life has purpose when we stand for something. ATCU is now Emblem, a credit union that stands for excellence and community. But most of all, Emblem Credit Union stands for our members and what's important to them. We stand for you.
At Jacksonville State University, the journey starts with you. It begins with your ambition, your curiosity, your dreams. Here, you forge your own path. You have the power to make a difference, explore new horizons, and turn your passions into your future. At Jack State, we journey forward together. The journey starts with you.
The State Farm Personal Price Plan helps you create an affordable price just for you.
Contact local agent Judd Edwards for your personal price plan today.
What does it mean to be a community bank? At Noble Bank and Trust, it means you're more than an account number, you're a valued member of our community. Whether it's checking, savings, a loan, mortgage, or line of credit, Noble Bank and Trust meets all your banking needs with exceptional technology customized just for you while making you feel right at home. Make the switch to Noble Bank and Trust and we will make sure you're taken care of from beginning to end. Noble Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
I know everybody out there is eagerly awaiting our Awards to Remember East Alabama Top 10. That's coming up in just a few moments. Awards to Remember, all of our awards that we give out. Player of the Week plaque that we have, our Cheer Squad of the Week from Cheehaw Cheer and Tumble, the trophy we give out there, our Tough Guy trophy that we give out for our Ted's Floors and Beyond Team of the Week. All of that comes from Awards to Remember. AwardsToRemember.com, the place to go. I would encourage you to go out and visit their showroom at 4017 Alabama Highway 144 in Ohatchee and see all the great things that they have there. And you can call them, 256-892-2500. Over 40 years in business, one of the top 10 dealers in the Southeast for plaques, trophies, medals, and all types of awards. And I'll tell you, folks, you will not find, if you need an award of any kind, a plaque of any kind, anything like that, you just go see the folks at Awards to Remember. They are the best in the business, the best here in East Alabama. All right, we're going to bring you now. Time for one of our many awards. This is our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week, and this is a great story. This is J.T. Wilkerson of Central Clay County. First year, going to come in, starting quarterback, great young man, sprained his ACL, 2 deep bone contusions. Guy has been through it all, missed just about the entire season so far. Came back really for the first time, full-time last week. They're in a dogfight, tied up 14-14 at home with Elmore County, probably the region title on the line. And overcoming all of that, J.T. Wilkerson throws a 35-yard touchdown pass to Taylor Boyd, I believe it was, with 9 seconds to go in the game, in what might turn out to be the region championship throw. And he did all of that in his first game back. He's had a tough season. Tough young man, good young man. J.T. Wilkerson of Central of Clay County. He is our Anniston Orthopedics Comeback Player of the Week. And we are back on high school football, Alabama's After the Game, presented by the Calhoun County Commission. Coming to you live tonight from Parker Memorial Baptist Church on Quintard Avenue in Anniston, the Sound Solutions Media Center. We finally got us a long game, tons of penalties. We finally got Coach Michael Short in from Cherokee County tonight from our Judd Edwards State Farm Insurance Game of the Week. We'll have that later on. And also in from Glencoe, head coach of the Glencoe Yellow Jackets, Coach Bailey Blanchard. Coach Blanchard, welcome in. Glad to have you with us.
Thank
Coach.
You. Thank you.
Glad to have you with us for the first time tonight.
We're
here. Well, I'm going to tell you, guys.
Thanks the policemen, state troopers, they let me come on through.
Well, Coach, you don't know this. On my way from Gaston to Glencoe tonight, Highway 278, they tell you?
No, I haven't heard.
Yeah, I had an encounter with a deer. My car took the worst of it, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep. But I didn't make it to Glencoe tonight because my first chance to see, since 7-on-7, to see the Glencoe Yellow Jackets tonight. Glencoe wins it tonight, a big region win over the Sacs Wildcats, 46-6. 46-0 at halftime when we left. Coach, was there maybe a running clock second half?
Yes, sir, there was.
I thought there might be. Just tell us about the game tonight. We got there, it was already 33-0. You scored a couple more while we were there.
Yes, sir. It was. I was proud of the guys. They came out, ready to play. It's a region game. We talked about going 1-0 each week, and they did a good job of coming out there and being prepared this week. We went a lot of live this week at practice and just got after it and worked on us. And props to Coach Felder. Man, he's a great dude, great coach, and he's been a mentor to me, so I want to give him a shout out. He called me before the season and talked to me. I know he's a veteran coach, but I was proud of the guys, the way they came out and just defense flew around the football. They got after it. Made a lot of good tackles right there early. We ended up going and punching it in the first play on offense when we got the football, and then we ended up blocking a punt, punching it in again. I think we were up 20-0 with 4 plays on offense. So I'm very proud of those guys for blocking for each other. I think our backs and our O-line are blocking well. Our receivers are getting out there blocking well for each other. So, and then, like I said, our defense flew around the night. So overall, I was proud of them. Offense, defense, special teams. We got a lot of things we got to clean up before we go to Ahatchee next week. But 5 wins right now, and we're sitting good in the region. So I'm proud of them.
Coach, you mentioned special teams. Last week, our core sports medicine play of the night was your special teams. You mentioned blocking a punt. You blocked one for a touchdown last week. Tell us about the special teams play.
Oh, Coach Badge is our special teams coach. He does a phenomenal job, and he gets those guys prepared. We work special teams a lot. Our practice on Mondays is pretty much centered around special teams, and then Tuesdays and Wednesdays we start off practice with special teams, and then Thursday is to get everything right, walk through in the mornings, and we do special teams then. So we do special teams every day at practice, and he does a great job of getting those guys ready. And we've got guys that want to be on special teams, and that's good. Our kickoff team is flying down there. Bronner McMurray, he's a guy that I would not want to block, and he flies down there and gets after it, and he kind of sets the tone a lot of times on that. And our punt return team has done a good job. We returned Isaiah Young's returned a punt, but also those guys, blocking for him. They've done a great job, and then they've ended up blocking a few punts as well. So just proud of those guys. And then all of our coaches are involved with special teams. They help out. And then they've done a great job of getting our guys ready. And then, Coach Terry on defense always does a great job. So I'm proud of our coaches. I'm proud of our players for the way that we prepare throughout the week.
Coach, I'm about to turn you over to Coach Short here in a minute. One of the things we both observed this summer, I saw you early in the summer, maybe second week in July at the FCA 7-on-7 at Rainbow City. And I told Coach, I called him way home, and I said, let me tell you, this is not the same Glencoe team that I've seen the last couple of years. This is a different looking team. And then I think the next week, Coach Short himself was at your 7-on-7 that you hosted out at Wilson Darnell. And he called me and said, I'm telling you, John, you're exactly right. This is not the same Glencoe team. So we kind of had a little inside perspective and kind of knew that this was kind of coming, that this was going to be a different team. But Coach, we got a little preview this summer of what was coming, and it has turned out to be a lot of folks are surprised. I don't think we were very surprised because we kind of saw the talent they had this summer.
Yeah, well, offensively things were going to be a little bit different, and you got more skill players than they possibly have seen in a while. But I know that you're the coach at Glencoe now, but I want to go back.
Yes, sir.
A little bit, and I'm going to ask you a question. I want to know what it was like, because the question I'm going to ask you has a lot to do with where you're at today. In all your years of playing at Piedmont,
yes, sir,
and the people you grew up around, Coach Smith and your daddy and all those guys in that community, how did that help shape you to be the coach that you are today in your very young coaching that you're at now?
I was telling them out there, it just feels weird to hear head coach of a football team right now. I feel like y'all were covering my games not long ago, so playing at Piedmont. But I've had a lot of great mentors in my life, and I grew up in a field house, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. When Dad was out there practicing or drawing play cards, I was right there beside him. My little sister was always in the field house with me. I can remember being at Cherokee County at 5 years old, and I was the ball boy, and they treated me like family, and those guys were big brothers to me there. And so I've always been in a field house, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. Had a lot of great mentors, and like you said, playing for Coach Smith, who 300th win tonight. I'm so proud of that guy.
That's right.
He's a big reason of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and how he did it. He did it the right way. He's done it the right way. He still does it the right way. And 300 wins. I've been there for a lot of them, getting to play for him. And I was there when he first got to Piedmont, when he hired Dad over there. So I've got to see a lot of Coach Steve Smith wins, and I'm just so proud of that guy and all that he does. And and then my dad, I miss him, and he's an awesome coach, and the way I got to see him prepare for games has helped me, and to watch film and all that. I got him, I got it on my hat right here, where it is, right there.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Hudson, our president, got this for me at the beginning of the season. That meant a lot to me. But the way he would prepare for games and the way he loved the kids, and the biggest thing that I got from him is just building a relationship with the players. And if you can get those guys to to believe in you and fight for you and run through a brick wall for you, then you got half the battle right there. And so I've had a lot of great people, and then my college coaches and everybody else has invested in me, has made me, has got me to this point. And the guys I have on my staff and the older veteran coaches, I go to them a lot for advice. And like you, Coach, and all the other veteran coaches I have contacts with just through, my dad and Coach Smith and all them, able to call them and ask them for advice. I'll take it. I'm always here to learn and always here to get better.
There'll be a point in time in your very young in your career, and you've talked about a lot of the things that they've taught you, how to practice plans and all that. But probably behind the scenes, they taught you how to deal with adversity, because at some point in time, you're going to deal with adversity as far as within a team, within the school, within players and what they go through every day. Those relationships are the most important thing that you'll ever develop. I mean, I know X's and O's are always good, but those relationships are what are going to carry you through your whole program or through your whole career.
Absolutely, and that's what we harp on. And like I said, all of our coaches do a good job. We have a fun locker room environment and a fun coaching staff room. Those guys crack me up every day, and we have a lot of fun while we're doing it. So, the kids, and they get in there and they have fun with each other in the locker room, and I think, that's important, because looking back on my playing days, that was how our locker room was. We cut up, but we also knew when it was time to get serious. And I think that's another thing I got to learn from Coach Smith is, have fun, but also know when to flip the switch and know when to be serious. And those guys, the biggest thing that I think we worked on too is just the mental aspect of our guys and the mental toughness and how to handle things. And we kind of got on the night at halftime. I don't think they really expect when we're up like that to get gotten on to. And we're just saying our standard is up here, and that's what we need to play to our standard. And so they're starting to learn those kind of things. And when film session, like I told them last week, yes, we won big, but during film session, we're trying to get better each and every day, and that's just going to get us better and better and push us to hopefully be a great team one day.
You, like I said, you're very young, and you got to be a head coach. Well, how old are you?
27.
27 years old.
Yes, sir.
Now, give me an idea, because Glencoe, they took a chance.
Yes, sir.
Of giving the job to a 27-year-old, but a kid that's been through a lot. So, just an idea to tell us just about your administration and what all they do to you and how they help you out.
Yeah, I really appreciate Ms. Tinker and Mr. Arthur and Coach Chambliss, our athletic director, and Taylor Talbot's a big part of that as well. And he handles a lot of stuff that people don't see. I kind of tricked him into helping this year, and he's the director of game day operations, because he's got 2 girls that play volleyball, and he's a great dad, wants to be there for them. And but I kind of tricked him in and threw him on the program as the director of game day operations. So we're thrilled to have him out there. But just all those guys, Coach Chambliss has been a huge mentor to me. I've known him since I was playing ball, played against him in basketball when I was playing. And then, like I said, our administration and our faculty and staff, they've all bought in. They are all behind the kids. Miss Chambliss, who is our cheer coach, our pep rallies are phenomenal. I told y'all need to come to one of our pep rallies one time. They're awesome. She does a great job, and just lucky to have her, and she's got the cheerleaders doing a really good job. And then our band, Mr. Peterson, he's phenomenal, and he's got our band sounding great, and everybody's just supporting everybody, and that's what we want, and it's been fun.
I'm going to give you one question. It might be hard. You may not even want to answer it, because I used to always hate this question, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. You've got a lot of guys sitting out here with you, and I'm sure y'all are fixing to go eat, and that's a great idea to do that.